Hi, this is Kandise with Beyond Property Management. Today we're going to talk about the California Eviction Moratorium and the recent legislative updates that will significantly affect San Diego landlords. In order to understand the most recent legislation, we need to understand what got us here today. On January 30th, 2020, the World Health Organization had declared a public health emergency in response to COVID-19. And as a result, San Diego County had implemented a local health emergency on February 14th, 2020. These health emergencies resulted in the following legislation. On March 18, 2020, the Federal Housing Administration enacted a 60-day moratorium on foreclosures and evictions for single-family homes with FHA-insured mortgages. San Diego legislators determined that the County of San Diego is experiencing a severe housing affordability crisis, with nearly 46% of San Diego housing units being occupied by renters. They determined if renters were to lose their current housing, many of them would not be able to find an affordable housing alternative within the county. In response to this housing affordability crisis, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed into law AB 1482, which impacted the San Diego rental market significantly. I'm not going to dive too deep into 1482 in this video, but the key information from 1482 that's pertinent to the new legislation is that it was intended to address the problem of severe rent increases and reduce the amount of residents that are self-evicting, meaning they no longer can afford the property they're living at, so they're choosing to vacate without a future property already lined up. On August 31st, 2020, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed into law AB 3088, which prohibits residential evictions for failure to pay rent due to COVID-19 related hardships from March 1st to August 31st, 2020. This was also extended from September 1st, 2020 through January 31st, 2021, so long as the resident experienced hardship from the time paid 25% of their rent due by January 31st, 2021. AB 3088 was extended by Senate Bill 91 and was approved by the governor on January 26, 2021. SB 91 extended the eviction moratorium through June 30th, 2021. One thing to keep in mind is that AB 3088 and SB 91 do not protect residents who are unable to pay rent prior to COVID-19 or evictions due to reasons beyond unpayment of rent, including the violation of terms of the lease, such as failure to abide by HOA mandates or subletting the property. SB 91 provides additional protections to residents beyond Section 1942 of the California Civil Code, which had already required that just cause must be given in order for the termination of tenancy to be lawful. This will be important later. Just cause in terminating tenancy under Section 1946.2 of the Civil Code had included items such as default on payment of rent, breach of material terms of lease, and no-fault just cause such as the owner's intent to reoccupy the property and withdrawal of the property from the rental market. This included sale of the property. This is where the new legislation comes into play, as it has altered the legality of certain types of just cause as it relates to the ability to proceed with evictions within California. The definition of just cause has since been determined to exclude items previously listed under the no-fault just cause, and evictions are now only enforceable if the resident is considered an imminent health and safety threat. This means that evictions are no longer enforceable at this time if the owner had planned to reoccupy the property or remove the property from the rental market, even if the necessary notices have already been posted. As of right now, it's estimated that the eviction moratorium will conclude on June 15th, but truly, there's no way to know for sure considering the prior extensions. What we do know is that we can expect for evictions to be enforceable around 60 days after the moratorium concludes. The most important takeaway you can have from this video is to know that the California legislation for the eviction moratorium continues to be amended and extended, and it's important to know where it stands now to understand your rights as a landlord, especially if you're in a situation where you have a resident who isn't paying or if you had planned to reoccupy the property or list it for sale. Our advice to local landlords is to stay updated as best you can. We will also do our part and continue working with our lawyers to be able to provide you with accurate information so you can stay informed and ensure you're doing what's best for your property.